Hey all listeners, and welcome to the true low-level challenge. And yeah, we're back. We're back currently at 88 power sources out of 99. And this is part 31, I'm pretty certain. So yes, we've gained a few levels here. And there's nothing really we can do about it and stuff that, right? Because if we want power sources, and stuff that, then we just need to so that, but it is going to be curious, right? That because theoretically you don't need to have 255 attack and stuff. That certain values might just be, good to get, right? Yeah. Now the fact though that there are only two characters that have triple RP weapons, I always felt like was always very weird. Like, were there meant to be more weapons in the game? Was the locations that they did not finish? Were they side quests that were gonna award not triple RP weapons? Because, yeah, it makes no sense at all. Why is it only Claude and C that gets triple RP weapons? Like, they definitely felt like certain weapons maybe were meant to be triple RP weapons. Now, I'm not saying that, for example, Oritsu would have been a triple RP weapon and stuff like that, but yeah. But then what would those quote-unquote weapons be called? And what would the quote-unquote locations be for those weapons? Yeah, I definitely would have said though that they should have made it so that Midgard would have been able to be expanded. Maybe in Midgard there would be new enemies that would appear when you enter in Disc 2 and stuff that, if you have the Key 65 that now there aren't weak enemies inside here anymore. Now there are some more powerful enemies. And then maybe from one of the enemy you will be able to steal a key to another sector or whatever, right? And then maybe there is someone that you can talk to, like, oh hey, I know that an underground pass that you can take. You can end up in this sector, right? And stuff that, I'm not saying that like a fully explorable Midgard would be that interesting, right, and stuff like that, right? Because what is each of the sectors? Because I believe that each of the sectors technically had a function. Because I'm pretty certain that not each sector have like a slum. You might say the slum is supposed to be one is under the plate, because you can live, of course, above on the plate and stuff that, right, where like the people with more money lives and stuff that, That is now 93. See, but Mr. gave no magic attack, no, but Conforma actually gives you a lot of magic attack, actually. Stuff that's, yeah. But yeah, Conforma again looks just very, very interesting with the way it looks and stuff that, Because you have to think about fucking throwing something like the Conforma is absolutely insane. If you think about its actual size comparison to how big Yuffie is supposed to be. Stuff that, I forgot because Yuffie is actually very, very short, right, in the instruction manual, because it does actually say what her height is. It's not like in inches either, it's actually in centimeters. It's actually pretty good. And I know that, for example, Barrett is actually super, super fucking tall. Like, Barrett is over 2 meters. Stuff that, if I remember correctly. Or maybe even taller than that, maybe. I need to double check again here because I think we're now very, very close. Are we at 96 now? Are we at 96? 95, okay. So 96, 97, 98, 99. So we need 4 more. 4 more and then we're at 99. Four more before level 9 or level 99. That's gonna be 96. That's 96. Yes. Seven. What does luck does? Yeah. What's his luck at now? It's like I said, 35. So it's not particularly high or anything, but yeah. The thing is, the funny thing with luck is that luck is something that is added on top of your stats already. So for example, if you have a certain amount of percent chance to dodge, then for example, let's say the dodge would fail, but then for example you have high enough luck, then you might still succeed with the dodge. And the dodge will also influence your hit. It will influence your hit, I believe. It will influence your critical chance or whatever, right? And it will also inflict, have like your chance to dodge or whatever, right? This should be 98. Just double checking, so this is 98. Yes. And finally, 99. Now turn off encounters. And that is 99 power success. And now we remove her curse ring. We keep ribbon again, maybe. And now she has 60 strength. Yeah, you cannot just hold down the button, you have to use smash. And it should only give you one strength per thing, it doesn't ever give you like double stats or anything, you know. Oops, wrong one. Right. Now she has said 159 strength, which already give her 255 attack with the conformer here. But for example, this means, for example, let's say you use Rising Sun. That's an attack of 68. That gives you still 227 attack, so that is why it is very, very good and stuff like that. But I believe in terms of limit break, even though it says she has 255 attack with this, for example, with this weapon, for example, I'm just gonna show you the difference here. This is without cursing now, by the way. This is without cursing here. Oops. I'm being silly sometimes. And watch this damage now. What's this damage difference here on morph? Yeah, 7,580 damage now all of a sudden. Yeah, you know, that's quite a big difference, you know. That's a big difference in terms of the damage. Stuff that, and she's still, I mean, she's still only like 159 and stuff that, but still, you know. So yeah, that is where we would want to quote unquote keep on grinding and stuff that, you know. However, let's actually visit it here while we can. Sadly, I wish they would have given you a save point here. Actually, can we do that while we're here? Advance Silvergrass to stop and talisman white cape. What is the Fury Ring? Mystify time, heal. Was there anything we could get rid of? I know we can get rid of Growlands, but you know. Since we're soon going to be getting all mastered anyway, let's do this here actually. Hard Edge. And these are all the ones that you can steal, for example, as well. Striking Staff, Diamond Pin, Rag. And you can also get Impaler here and Shrivel and Molotov. Let's just see one of each of these here, just to have them. But I like that this is like the Nibelheim music and stuff that, you know. Okay, we're pretty decent here in the... We soon have access to Q3. He has already Q3 of course, but yeah. I forgot why I was stolen in this shop here. This even gets you know, labeled as Sax Home. And then yeah, it's very mean, of course, that quote unquote that they didn't even tell his parents and stuff that, you know. But of course they wanted to keep Sax's death, you know, a secret and stuff that, you know. But then it is really weird, like, right, because he still was solely a first class, and especially in Midgar, right? In Midgar, right, considering all the people here, he quote unquote helps in the thing, but yeah. Technically the other way is closer, but we are also going to be getting the thing here. See, 50,000 gil. And we get Ultima. And Ultima, of course, used like Shield, used like Fury Cure, used like Contain. All of them have Magic +4, Magic Defense +2, and Max MP +10. And yes, you lose Force Strength and Vitality and stuff that, but yeah, you can gain Ultima, of course. This is nice. Yeah, my house is finished. It's really fun that you can have all of these very different, like how the town looks depending on like what happens with the train. Because right, if I remember correctly, right, it actually looks slightly different, right? That if you actually manage to almost break with the train, then the train cart is different, right? It's not the same because it's actually located somewhere else. If I remember correctly, and the other stores still managed to be open or something like that, if I remember correctly. You can get Carbon Bangle here, you can get Force Steel here. And actually, let's make sure that we save, you know. I know that this... I think I've never seen this game crash, or maybe I've seen it once. Whatever crash. It happened on level 41. Yeah, so... we're gonna test out the Bangradangra here. And stuff like that, right? If it's the enemy, I think it is. If it is the quote-unquote dragon-like looking enemy. Of course, here is where you can quote-unquote steal right arms. And stuff like that, you know. It's also very powerful and stuff like that, but yeah. It's absolutely insane that this makes sense, right? Because you're actually on train tracks and stuff like that, you know. So does he change his dialogue when the train has crashed, you know, and stuff like that, you know. Yes, you still have, yeah. Me and my bulldozer, everyone is out of work. Yeah, he could have definitely actually stopped the Shinra train and stuff like that. Because there's no way they took the upper path, right? They have to take the bottom path to actually even be able to, like, you know, dive into Corel, right? Even though there's stones here, right? You know, it is weird, right? Like, it should have never been able to actually drive to Corel if you look like the state of some of the train tracks. Especially since, you know, like, if you notice the horse. You know, stuff there, like, okay, like, how did the fucking train, like, ride over these holes here? Like, I mean, sure, there's just one, right? Oh, no, there's actually 2 holes. Oh, 2 holes. Yeah. Fucking dumbass. Okay, so it's 38, 38, 38, 37, okay, that's... Let's turn on encounters again. Hopefully we get the correct encounter. That's not the correct encounter, that's a fucking fat ass. Controls and bolt flow. And come on, it shouldn't be hard to run away from this encounter. Man. Come on, you oyster bun. That's why there's so many encounters now here. Oh, hello bombs. What are the bombs give you again? I forgot. Changed into trap. I might as well check, you know. Explosive damage against all opponents. What how powerful is shrapnel? Right. And this is where the reactor is. You can actually go inside of it now, but you cannot trigger another train, sadly. I always remember thinking, oh, this has to have like some sort of mega powerful enemies in it. Here's the fish. Let's actually see, does the fish morph into anything good? Fish has changed into eye potions. That's actually pretty nice though. Of them fishes. But yeah, that looks weird. But yeah, you cannot even go down here or anything, right? There is no, you know. It looks like you would be able to go into other levels, but you cannot. Yeah, you can of course go to that platform, by the way, as well, so yeah. Oh, fucking Bangradangra, I thought that is weird. Like, this encounter is actually very rare, the 4 fishes. I've never actually seen that encounter before. It seems really weird to say. So why is this 27 here? Because there's no way that this is the 27th reactor they built. That's how it's named. Oh, there we go. There's the Bangradangra. So we should be able to get 2 guard sources here then. Okay, so there is no double encounter. There's ancient guard source. And that is still only 220 XP, so that's actually really good. Guard source. No defense is that, or vitality rather, is that the guard source increase, right? It's vitality. Yes. That's quote-unquote effects of physical defense, of course. I'm not saying that we're gonna grind 99 of it or whatever, right? Unless that encounter is very common. Yeah, we also have this encounter, of course. That is very, very common and stuff that, you know, with Bangradangra. So then we get 2 high potions and a guard source. And that gives you actually slightly more. Then you might say, oh, use the run if it's not the correct one, but then it's just, you know. Yeah, because there is no like only run away automatically materia and stuff that. Now, of course, you could, of course, equip like primitive, and if you have primitive mastered, this encounter doesn't seem that rare. Maybe we're just very, very lucky here. Because this is the most you can ever encounter them. You cannot get a triple encounter with them. So that's 2 guard sources each time. So 10 of those encounters would be 20 guard sources. And 20 of those encounters will of course be 40 guard sources. And yeah, because 10 of those encounters is 20 instead. 20 of those encounters are 40. And then 30 of those encounters are 60, so on and so forth. And I mean, if we can get lucky here and every other one is like, okay, so we get the fishes and the Bangradangra, and we get the quote-unquote double Bangradangra fight. If we can keep circulating between those 2 fights, and that's really good. You know. I don't know, do we just keep running in a circle here or whatever, you know? Oh. Right, and theoretically we have enough also to get Thief's Glove, almost. Oh, there we go. Because the fact that you can get 2 every time, so that 30, 60, and 40 of them would be 80. 40 of those encounters would be 80. So that, and then 50 would be 100. So that. I'd say, yeah, that would take a while, sure it would. So that, but you know, now if we just quote-unquote skip the other encounter when it's only one of them and stuff that, you know, that would also save some time, but you know. But I feel like it is just better to take this encounter because the encounter doesn't take any time really. Well, I mean, it does take some time, but still, you know what I mean. But of course there is no right, you know, like imagine right if there was something similar to Enemy Learn. Oh, there we go, there's content. What? Alright, because it's the level 3 limit break. She has already gotten enough kills to get her level 3. But because there's no reason to get the second one unless you're after getting arbitration specifically. So now if she gets to use Gauntlet enough, then she will get... if she gets to use Gauntlet, what is it, 8 times, right? Is it 8 times? I think it's 8 times. Then she unlocks Do More Believing. So yeah, you know. I mean, this is the best loop that you can kind of get. That you get this encounter, and then you get the two Bangradangras, then you get this encounter, and sometimes you get the fish encounter, of course, but it's not great. Yeah, this of course will make it so that we will be getting 99 high potions as well. So, I mean, it's not really the best thing in the world, but still. So that makes it so that we'll be getting at least one guard source every single time, except for if we get that triple fish fight. Or the quadruple fish fight, or whatever it is. We managed to get this twice now, which still isn't bad. And the main problem though is that this fight gives you more XP than the quote-unquote 2 Bangradangras. And is it more than the other fight? No, it is not 340, so you know this is less actually than the other encounter. Yeah, but now they are mastered actually and stuff like that, which is gonna be interesting. The question is, does the encounter have a... Actually, let's try and go further up here. Because I'm curious, right, that maybe it's like a higher chance up here. Oh. Yeah, that is actually because they are tanky. And I know technically right that I think there is an enemy also that you can get power source from that is actually earlier. I forgot what source it was. I'm pretty certain that there's actually an enemy in... Maybe it's that enemy that it is in Mount Nebel. The one with the... I think it's ball and chain enemy. That it is, or whatever. Because there's a version of that enemy also in the material mines. I'm really curious actually to check out like what does the enemies in Mithril Mines get turned into and what does the enemies in Midgard get turned into. So do we already have 20 guard sources? We have 14 guard sources. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Now fish. In the bathroom. In the bathroom. No, in the bathroom. Instead of, you know, in the bathroom, because you can win the bathroom as a thing. Så right now, vitality is 56 on her. That's because the closest to skaffa tougher. Again, the vitality is useful though, because right, the vitality is you know, I don't know how to explain it. Because yes, the vitality matters like defense-wise and stuff that as well. Oh, there's the triple fish. Fish. the bad part is, of course, that if we want to grind up, say, dexterity, and we want to grind up speed, then we need to do it in the room where we fought Reno and Rude. In the sunken Glinka. So I don't know, imagine right if more characters would have had something like the conformer, right, and stuff like that, like because, you know, Barrett with missing score can also work when it comes to grinding morph kills. Same thing with Vincent and the death penalty and stuff like that, you know. So that is nice and everything, you know, but yeah. My morphing bees. I didn't mean to, goddammit. Might step, by the way. Because of course I don't want to go like for too long and stuff that and used to do stuff like this, you know. This was mostly to do the test here, right? Because I'm willing to test like lower like level enemies and stuff that, you know, to see, you know. It kind of looks like that thing has a beak. And actually, let's use all the 90 gods also somehow. Just give her one more power source. So now she has 140 defense because now she has 75 vitality. Which is not super high by any means. There are actually some other encounters that I'm very, very curious about though. And stuff that, you know. Just because maybe there are like, I'm pretty certain that they do have the data on all the enemies and what can be morphed into useful things, you know, and stuff that. But it's just, you know, fun just to see, right? You know, instead of like just looking up like everything that can be morphed, because then it's more easier to develop the whole muscle memory of remembering, right? You know, because, you know, if I see, for example, that in Midgar, this enemy gets turned into turbo ethers, you can fucking farm turbo ethers in Midgar, and it's like, you know, but you can go up here again, huh? Wait, but didn't we already do the trash chest here? That is weird. Why can't you go watch them again? Huh. I'm very certain that's not supposed to be possible. Thank you. Yeah, that doesn't give you more Phoenix Downs. It has a secret interaction with shock material. It has a secret interaction with Phoenix material. It's always funny when you start thinking about like, okay, like what the areas actually mean, because yeah, they use this to of course transport the coal and stuff that, right? And there you can clearly see that they have like a wood logging thing, because all the wood is getting collected in one place here. So they already have like the whole, wood logging aspect and stuff that, because, you often transport wood via the river, right? Like timber. It's weird to call it timber, but, logs. You transport the logs via like a thing, like a wooden thing off and on and stuff that, and then you have water going in it and stuff that, and then you can transport logs like to the logging place where they cut up the logs and stuff like that, so yeah. Or they cut them into logs or whatever, But, yeah. And now for my next trick. Right, and there's gonna be music, right? Yeah, good. Yeah. Right, and my weapon is still there, just chilling out. Chilling in Ultima Weapon Town, yeah, I'm bored. And then Alexa, let's go to E. Right, because these are the cliffs where I would think that maybe they went and rest just after Midgard. Right, because these are the cliffs where, quote-unquote, they were when they actually died. Because if you think about it, right, when they saw Midgard from a distance, right, there's no way that they were in these mountains over here, for example, because you cannot traverse on those mountains. But then these mountains also doesn't make any sense, right, because then they would have been able to see calm as well, right, so. Instead, of course, this leads to nothing here, right? So that, like, you specifically enter in sector. Yeah, and then, of course, we can check the church here, of course, again. Of course, and sadly, you're not allowed to go back there, of course. Sadly. But yeah, and the reason, of course, why she gets placed there has nothing to do with when she's dead or whatever, right? Because it just has to do with how she gets placed. And now we will be able to see what we can morph here. So we get potions. Ether, okay. Okay, so about 2 potions and an ether. Actual 2 ethers, so was it the 2 hedgehog pies then that are ethers? That's where we got Titan Bangers, and let's get a grenade as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And technically 1 more if you count in Aerith. But then they don't even change at this point either, even after like the ammo weapon and stuff that, I hope they talk about this next here. Hey, didn't you blah 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 move freezer? Like, okay, like what does he actually have in the freezer? Stuff that, And of course we know that this was meant to be that, not into the hand, but you were meant to go into like the crane or whatever, and then you were meant to move certain things. Let's see, does the hen house actually do anything? Or can we turn the Hell's House into something? Hell's House is changed into a potion that's actually fairly boring. I can understand, right, that they cannot make like something. I mean, but you don't have the morph when you get here anyway. So I mean, you have to think about that, right? That means that to morph enemies inside Midgard, either it must have been that, like, why wouldn't the stuff that you can morph the enemies in Midgard, why wouldn't they get morphed into some pretty decent items? Because you have to think about, you would still have to be in Disc 2 or to morph the enemies in Midgard. Because you cannot go back inside Midgard, of course, on... You can get more cores here, of course. There we are stored. Sadly, of course, they cannot give you the thing again here and stuff that, you know, sadly. You know, it would have been really interesting to, like, to be able to quote-unquote, because you cannot get more on the... You cannot get more of the quote-unquote coupons or whatever. And this is where you get the... Yeah, I'm a little short, I need 129,000 actually for it. Yeah. I'm pretty certain it doesn't count as being able to have encounters in it. You know, there would have been certain rooms here I would have turned into encounter rooms like this, you know, and stuff that, you know. Same thing with the basement, of course, turn this into some sort of encounter or whatever, right, you know. And of course, sadly, you cannot use the switch on its bed, right, and go black down here and stuff that, you know, sadly. But because, of course, if we could end up in the sewers, of course, the sewers should, right, technically still be okay, right, because the sewers are technically like underground and stuff that, you know. Because, yeah, sure, the plate came falling down and stuff that on top of the sector, so everyone on top of the sector died. But it didn't collapse, right, collapse the sewers or whatever, right. You know, you might say that, oh, that would make sense, you know, because, you know. But then this skin actually has no. This is Sector 6 specifically. Sector 6 Park. Because it's really weird, right, because Sector 6 is actually not one market. So of that, and then of course this is still Sector 6 here. So that only be one market is supposed to be Sector 6. But I'm pretty certain these are the function guys. Right, and these are really, really good to like farm, you know, break from, because you can pretty often get there for encounter of them. Stuff that's here. But I'm also curious about one more enemy that we haven't seen yet. We still haven't gotten the thieves yet. I say this is a bit of a waste because we are getting like XP here and stuff that, and sure we are getting XP of course. I forgot if you can get encounter on both the screens here and stuff that, because I'm pretty certain we cannot get encounters at the church though. Well, it's always weird, like what are these? What is it saying on here and stuff that, right? You know. Because yeah, this is part of Sector 5 and stuff that, so yeah. There are the thief enemies. Do they give you something special? Or they use potions? That's boring. Right, because yeah, again as I've said, right, that you would have to think about, okay, like you would have to think about the fact that that morph isn't until later, morph isn't until Temple of Ancients. And once you've been in Temple of Ancients, you can of course not go back inside Midgar. And stuff that even after you've like even before you go to Calm, like if you go back inside Midgar again, the gate does not open. And stuff that of course obviously. Yeah. Now said they don't allow you to parachute into Midgar again. That would have been actually pretty funny if they could have done. Actually, I'm curious though, is there something special? These very tiny beats here, like I always thought that these beats is very interesting because these would have to be Midgar like hardcore beats. On Fang and Prowler, okay. You turn into high potions and okay, so I'm guessing all of them are high potions. Probably. So that's interesting. I mean, technically you also have these very, very huge beats and stuff that, you know. Vroom Hell Riders, right? You know, Devil Riders, what they call them. They're changing to high potion because that's the whole thing that yes you get morph late, so that's why I felt like even like enemies back here should have given you something interesting. I'm curious though what the sweepers here will give you. I already know what you give, but hey, why not? Come on, custom sweepers. Nope. So why did it do so much damage on the tank and stuff? That was that because it critted actually and stuff that, you know. Because I remember these custom sweepers or whatever they're called weren't supposed to be that rare of an encounter. Here we go. Because these of course are the guys that you steal not double machine gun from them, but you steal atomic scissors. Oh. Like early explosions, really? That's nice. In high potion or Plus Claude. So that's a 4. So that's a 30,000 that happens, okay. I think that's exactly what it is, yeah. And then 20,000 for the final star. We've already gotten that much from the morph command. But I believe we also used morph command right for certain boss fights. Maybe. I forgot. I'm curious though. I'm actually really curious about this. I'm pretty certain you cannot morph Midgar Solem, but still, you know. Why not, man? Yeah, that just defeats it. No, she's into exporting, huh? Okay, it does not do the spin around thingy. But then why are there more than one Midgar Solem and stuff that, you know? Lord. Ah, you miss. Because you see, it doesn't do the spinny thing. This is weird. Yeah, you can get explosions there. I mean, which is somewhat decent, I would say. Let's go into material mines. And of course up there is where it got long range and stuff that, you know. Traps! Hello, Mr. Traps. Purple traps and scissors block. And you're nothing, okay? You cannot be morphed. Okay, crabs cannot be morphed. That seems rather weird though. Okay, those are the enemies. That can also, you can get the glove from them if you steal. You can get the grand glove for Tifa. And the morph into high potion. And then we would also want to get a dragon encounter. I forgot, can you even get the encounter on this screen? I always thought that when you saw this, that oh, there's clearly a way over there and stuff that, and then the whole green thing makes you think that oh, maybe you at one point you could have gone deeper, stuff that, you know. And I would have said like in, right, and there are the snakes also. And again, this is like one, what is it? Is there 5 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, there's 5 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. So nothing from the snakes either. Because you can clearly see that there's a path over there and stuff that, you know. There's a dragon. And we know that the other ones don't turn into anything, so we know if the dragon is useful or not. The dragon gets turned into Phoenix Down. But you can see if it's 99 already of something, then you don't get more. But of course we need to go the other way because that's where we have the Highwind parked. And there's basically a certain thing that only happens once. Oh, look at this, we get a free crossover without... Yeah. I think we do now. Now we start going towards the place where we need to go. Do we have enough time to get to it? Probably... Yeah, I think we do. I think we do. But then of course we would... I mean, it doesn't matter what characters we use, because they won't be getting any XP anyway, so... Remove those, remove those, remove those, rearrange. We're in ribbon, offering. He's using double, she's using double, and he's using triple. Right, and then we put all of them in the back row. We also tranquilize all of them. And now we have 10 also we can use. Right. And the goal is just to get to the save here. And then we're going to call it today. We're going to do a bit shorter today and stuff like that, yeah. And I might quote-unquote grind the movers actually off screen and stuff that, you know. Unless people like really want to see it. You have seen us do the ball grind before. The movers, you know, and stuff like that, because, yeah. Because the reason would just be to get certain material to higher level and stuff that, you know, that would be the whole goal. And everything, you know. And that's also a way to quote-unquote get kills as well. But then of course the kills that you'll be getting, you could be getting it on someone else who calls the kills. Probably Lord should have the next priority probably on getting the kills and stuff like that, so we make sure that Claude is the one getting the kills. Yeah. There's also the whole thing that we can go back and grind mob houses eventually as well and stuff like that, but yeah. Maybe we won't make it, but maybe we will, because I'm pretty certain that if we jump down on the left side, we can just go there. So that, you know, pretty certain I know the quickest way here. Because it's that you jump down here, then you fall down here, you jump down here, you go through this, then go through here, and you end up down here, and then we jump down here, jump down here, we jump down here, and then jump down here, and then you do that automatically, you don't even need to press the button. And you come down here, you come down here. Now I'm also the save. Now we're gonna make it. Because you need to go the upper path here, because the other path does not lead up there. See, there's the save. Yeah. That's going to be it for today, sadly. And stuff like that, and that's just because, you know, like the grinding isn't that interesting as you really want me